So Leo, I mean, I first...
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Othello Neville. Yeah! Stanford Neville. What movie next?
So Leo, can I ask you a couple questions about this record? So, from what I understand, you had written this in a period of about a year, maybe two, after you guys have recorded the first 3 instrumental Meters records.
Yeah, it was three records we did for a record label called Josie. And they went defunct after the third record, you know. And we was on a year hiatus, not having a record label. I just got disgusted and, you know, just hated to do more music. So I went to pick up a couple of albums with a guy that I enjoyed, James Taylor. You know, Mudslide Slim and Sweet Baby James. Yeah. And I was writing instrumentals like Sissy Strut, Chicken Strut, Look a Pie, and all them things. And I listened to this guy and he said he was writing lyrics and telling stories. And I said, that's what I want to do. I want to start writing like that. So I went in and wrote about 10 songs. Went in the studio and recorded 10. They were really embryonic. I mean, really hardly, you know, there wasn't nowhere near finished, you know. So I just told the engineers, look, make me a copy, and I'll go home and see if I like it, you know, and see if I want to continue to build on it. So when I did that, I just kind of like drifted away from finishing it, and all of a sudden, the Meters got a record deal from Warner Brothers.
And y'all got busy.
Then we got busy, you have to do 8 albums.
Yeah.
So I started concentrating on doing writing for that, and just completely forgot about this project that I did. This was in 1971.
1971?
Yeah, the first album we did was Cabbage Album.
Yeah, I remember. I love the cover of that one, by the way. I do, the big cabbage in the cover.
Yeah.
But Leo, do you mind if I ask you a question about this? Because, I mean, this is so a part of you right now that I don't even, I know you know the gravity of this, but like it's so amazing in that you were in your 20s, I believe, when you wrote that, all these songs. And I love the lyrics, they're timeless lyrics. And I'm just wondering, when you first heard those lyrics 50 years later, like, how did you feel? What were you thinking about what was happening in your life when you wrote those songs?
Well, I felt the same because I didn't feel any difference, you know, with the way I felt about songs and writing songs and stories, the same way I feel now. And it's been, you know, all these years, I don't feel any different. I just, you know, what surprised me was when I came up with those stories at such a young age. I'm saying, did I write that? You know, where was I? You know, so it's a shock to me that I was able to tell those stories, and it was like adult things, you know, and it surprised me to this day. But I can live with it.
Definitely the work of a prolific songwriter. And then, you know, and I know we're going to get to the story, but I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Just the fact that we know you found this music 50 years later. I mean, and the universe is usually telling us something.
Yeah.
What do you think the universe was saying to you?
Well, I just look at it as a spiritual experience, because this never happened in the history of the music industry, where you have what we might call it an oxymoron, a brand new 50-year-old. That's a hit record, you know. And you know when they put it, when the record came out, when it finally came out after all this changes it went through, the people found it at Swap Meet 50 years later, and this person bought him, a guy by the name of Mike Nishida, with the Beastie Boys, and he found him and saw him, and he recognized who we were, and he bought him. You know,
So can I tell you, we have a surprise tonight.
what's that?
So a few days ago, Mike Nishida reached out to me and emailed me and told me he was coming tonight. So he's here tonight. The man who found the master tapes at a swap meet. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Nishida. They've never met before. These guys have never met. Thank you.
If it wasn't for this guy,
So,
Mike, you have to say something, man. Come on.
Yeah.
so we've already talked about the kismet of all this, and then when Mike reached out, I was like, oh, this couldn't be any better. So I said, Mike, would you come say a couple of words? Is that all right?
Of course. I'm so happy to be here and with the beautiful people of New Orleans. And I'd like to say a special thank you to Alan Toussaint. Yeah. He deserves a lot. Of course, the genius, Leo, of course.
Well, Alan, and I'm going to say this, man. When I did like about 90% of Alan's recording, he used me as a guitarist. And it's always, this story always touches me. And I wanted to walk like him. You know, I wanted to dress like him. I wanted to have the same swagger like Alan. You know, coming up, he was my idol. He was, and he's unforgettable so far as I'm concerned. And he was to the point where he wrote a song called Leo. You know, and it was about me, and it just blew me away. And what he said in that song just messed me up. It reminded me of a phrase that's in a song called Unforgettable. You know, by Nat King Cole. He sung a song called Unforgettable. Because he's unforgettable, so far as I'm concerned. He was it. I put him up there with Quincy and Bob Foster and all those people, man. He's an unbelievable, unforgettable producer. And there's a line in the song. But he felt so much about me too. There's a song that reminds me of that whole relationship, because he's unforgettable. And the line is, it says, it's incredible how someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. I don't know if you understand that. Yeah. You know, I can't believe that. You know, it's incredible how someone that I think is so unforgettable thinks that I'm unforgettable too.
Yeah.
Well, you indeed are unforgettable, Leo. I love you. We love you. We love your music. We love what your music does to us. And so why don't we enjoy your awesome gift? And I think you've become a habit.
Yeah,
right?
you've become a habit, yeah. I can tell you about this song.
Yeah.
See it now?
So we're going to turn it over to you and start the musical portion of the evening. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.